Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is everything I wanted. Thank God. Maybe a little more. You see, there is the announcement of Ninja Gaiden 4, but also a new Shinobi, and honestly, this looks more like Shinobi than Shinobi does. All this while remaining faithful to its 2D and 3D formula. Ragebound offers faster-paced side-scrolling with platforming segments. It's original Ninja Gaiden. In its visual design and its collectibles, it becomes more like the 3D games. The collectibles from the Xbox games are here and offer the possibility of buying things in the Muramasa shop. That feature is locked in the demo, but you can see it in the menu. The flow is constant, unlike Shinobi, that looks more focused towards being a beat 'em up in line with Streets of Rage 4, but that's not the game we want. It looks good, but that's not the point. Of course, I haven't played it yet, but there seems to be some confusion with the identity. The point is to flow from one enemy to the next. There's also the inclusion of a color system, but good. Enemies give you an insta-kill for stronger foes, depending on if you use a projectile or a melee. Sometimes those systems are annoying. DMC had one, for example. It was awful because it required nothing else but to hit the enemy with the weapon of the right color. Here you actually have to worry about when to kill a monster or how to position yourself relative to it and others. The game has an almost puzzle feel in how you interact with your enemies because of that. Things are also hard enough to be challenging, but not enough to be frustrating. You know it's your fault and you just have to pay attention more, memorize, and adapt. I also have to mention the new partner mechanic, where you pair up with Komori. She's more of a background character. You can use her projectile but only play her in the astral realm. Her segments are somewhat short and more platforming focused. It's still a good change of pace though. I'm also going to take a brief moment to talk about the story. I thought that the story of this game took place after the latest releases of Ninja Gaiden, but it's actually just before one. Actually, it takes place at the same time. And honestly, I'm kinda disappointed because I like the idea of Ryu becoming the master and having a student and not necessarily having to do an endless amount of prequels and midquels. I like when the universe of a game or just any form of media can move forward, and I don't want to be stuck internally in the same timeline a la Street Fighter. I just like the idea of moving forward and going to another generation. So far, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is pretty entertaining, and my only issue is that the game isn't out yet. That and the fact that a lot of releases and the industry as a whole has been quite lackluster. I'm not gonna go into detail though, that's a long detour. I don't know why I should invest into consoles anymore or even a new graphics card. Why bother? I'm thinking most releases are on PC anyway, and most PC releases are unoptimized to hell. And those that don't require huge specs, like this game and Stellar Blade. I love a good retro throwback. I just wish we had a couple of original ideas that just, tried something else along with AAA releases, but the issues are far more complicated than meets the eye, not really, just not being gay. The industry would need a giant cleanup before going back to being healthy again. This game will probably be great, but do I want to buy a $1,000 computer just to play pixel shit?